What's going on, YouTube? Back with another daily episode, only about a year and a half late or something like that. I'm gonna do a little bit of just talking at the beginning of this video because 1, I haven't introduced this league, 2, I haven't talked in a long time to the camera, and 3, my hair is like 3 times longer, which is kind of funny looking, so if you look back like one video, I'll look completely different. Anyway, sorry, very busy with life, but I'm in a draft league now, probably going to be doing some draft league content. So this draft league, what's going on with it? It's called the IDA, International Drafting Association, I believe, and I'm just doing some draft content to help out other players in the league or anybody who wants to watch this and kind of learn how I do my draft building and battling, and just hopefully you can learn something from it. Thing that's cool about this draft league is you kind of get like one Uber. So I drafted Giratina. When I drafted it, I thought I had Roost. Actually doesn't it, but drafted a pretty cool team. You'll see it throughout the videos. I'm not going to do a draft analysis overview. I might and go back do it retrospectively, but I just want to get into it so I can start talking about this. Don't want to have too much fluff. So my opponent is running a team with Reshiram. He had like Ninjask, and if I click over to the... Anyway, this is what he brought. He brought Reshiram, Empoleon, Scrafty, Diancie, Tapu Bulu, Cresselia. I was also building for Ninjask, and he had a Alolan Muck. So anyway, what I built was a Tapu Fini, which was absolutely necessary because of Reshiram, and I give it a Rindo Berry because I was figuring... So you also draft a Z move. So he didn't have Grassium Z, so he couldn't run Z Grass Solar Beam, but he could have run something like Power Herb Solar Beam, or just teched Z Grass or Hidden Power Grass on. So I ran Rindo Berry, and the speed outspeeds something on this team, something like Tapu Bulu, but that was absolutely necessary. And even with like a Life Orb, Blue Flare, Reshiram like does have to it. It's absolutely insane. Kind of wanted to run Leftovers, decided not to. Giratina is super cool. So get in on something that it resists. Use Tailwind as he switches to maybe Reshiram, or I was thinking he would bring Alolan Muck because of Giratina. Or Diancie was another cool one because I'm minus attack, but I have Iron Head because he had Mega Diancie. So if I could Tailwind, I would then outspeed the Diancie, which he might switch in on the Tailwind, and then I could Iron Head, Surprise KO. Very cool tech. Didn't get to use it, maybe I did. You'll have to see. And then Licky, awesome draft Pokemon. So good, so much coverage. So many good uses. Got Wish, got Protect, Knock Off, just tons of good moves. Super low tier as well, so biggest free scoop from the low tiers. Basic Wish Protecting, Stomping Tantrum for Empoleon, Reshiram, Mega Diancie, and Knock Off to just get rid of items, Cresselia and stuff, stop healing. I had a Nidoqueen that I was planning to lead in case he had a Ninjask. I was going to set up Stealth Rock on a Protect from Ninjask and then roar him out so that he didn't get to pass speed boosts, and then he would just be chipped down by Stealth Rock because Reshiram is a huge threat to my team, and Ninjask would just be taking 50% from the rocks. Rotom Wash was Choice Scarf. I wanted to trick a Choice Scarf onto Cresselia. Also just some speed control because I've got a very slow team, and then Beast Mega Scizor, just very bulky, very good resistances. I was a little bit worried about something like HP Fire Tapu Bulu. If I was running against my team, I probably would have run Calm Mind Tapu Bulu or something, just to catch a Mega Scizor off guard, maybe like the Beery Berry or just something crazy. But anyway, that is my team, and I just wanted to go through and kind of talk about these plays so everybody can know what's going through my mind and just what's going on. So right off the bat, I lead Nidoqueen against Cresselia. I wanted to set up Stealth Rock. Again, I told you I brought Nidoqueen because of the Ninjask. I went straight into Scizor. I wasn't really expecting Ice Beam. I was expecting a Sidekick move, and I made Scizor outspeed minimum speed. Well, not minimum speed, but no speed investment Cresselia, or like 4 speed investment Cresselia or something. So I go straight out into Scizor and U-turn because I assume I would outspeed, and I was hoping he wouldn't go straight for a freeze. Now that I know he has Ice Beam, a lot of times I'm going to make the safe play later in the game. I'm just talking about it now. I'm going to make the safe play of going Tapu Fini later in the game because I don't want to risk a freeze on my Scizor. That can mean big trouble. Reshiram also means really big trouble. Got to go into Tapu Fini, and thankfully he switches out because I didn't have a way to deal with him. If he just like blue flared with Life Orb and just roosted off, he would be bopping me left and right. Like Nidoqueen doesn't even take one. It's just I would have to hope for misses and stuff. So just make safe play, Moonblast, switch on out of there into Scizor, I believe. Yep. He bulks up with Tapu Bulu, but that's not really a threat. He doesn't have Rocky and Z, and Scizor can kind of get him out of there. So just Bullet Punch. Reshiram gets back in. Really good play on his part going Reshiram. Tapu Fini takes 41 from a blue flare, and honestly probably doesn't even do like half back. Switches into Empoleon, good switch out. I taunt Empoleon because I don't want the rocks going up. And what does he do? There was a couple times that he tried to Toxic. I don't know if he was trying to catch Giratina and Rotom on the switch, because that would be just highly intelligent, because they can be Toxic even though it's Misty Terrain. But in case you don't know, Misty Terrain prevents Toxic, so if I go into something like Licky Licky, it can't be Toxic even if you weren't taunted or anything, because Misty Terrain prevents that. So we're gonna Licky Licky so I can Wish Pass, and because I know Empoleon can't really do anything to me when it's taunted, so I'm gonna Wish Pass. And going out into Scrafty was really great for me because my best counter to Scrafty is Tapu Fini, and that allows me to Wish Pass to my Tapu Fini because I really need to keep Tapu Fini healthy for the Reshiram. So if I were him, I would have not switched into Scrafty because that gives me a free Wish Pass into Tapu Fini. I would have put out something like Bulu that prevents me from trying to switch out into Fini and makes me Wish Pass into something that isn't nearly as useful. So easy scare out, just Moonblast. Basic stuff here. Blah, blah, blah. Go out into Rotom Wash. I go out into Rotom Wash because I can Volt Switch for momentum. No matter what he goes into, he doesn't have any ground types to stop the Volt Switch. And if he stays in with Empoleon, he's going to take big damage. So that's just like free momentum for me. So I Volt Switch on the Tapu Bulu. I want to get out Nidoqueen because I want to set up my Stealth Rocks because Reshiram is scary. I know he won't attack me there because I outspeed Tapu Bulu, and Sludge Wave would decimate it. So I see it's a free time to get my rocks up. He doesn't have Mega Deontay evolved yet, Mega evolved yet, so free rocks, and I need that to take down his Reshiram, which is sitting pretty at 56, but now it's gonna start withering down, especially with rocks, U-turn. Thankfully, he kind of wastes his Reshiram, which is amazing for me because I really don't deal with it well. So I come out into Rotom here, and with Rotom I can Choice Scarf, Hydro Pump it, and if he switched out without defogging, next time he switched in with Reshiram, it would have died. Go out into Scizor because I kind of scare out the Bulu with it, and then I'm like, okay, well Scrafty doesn't really do too much to Scizor either, even though he high jump kicked me, didn't even do half. Free U-turn damage. Get out Fini, he goes Bulu. Just a lot of switching around here. Neither of us want to make any super risky plays. However, now that his Reshiram is gone, he's on the back foot. He kind of has to make some risky plays. I'm out here, I'm like, I'm going to make 0 risky plays. I'm going to play super, super safe so that if I play super, super safe, there's not really anything he can do at. Now that he has his Reshiram gone, that was his way to kind of punch a hole through my team. Mega Deontay might be able to, but Nidoqueen kind of resists both of its stabs. So if I just sack something, I can get Nidoqueen in and kind of do some stuff with Mega Deontay. Really, from here on out, his name of the game should have been try to get in Mega Deontay, try to force switches into Nidoqueen, and then after he kills Nidoqueen, just try to get some damage up with Mega Deontay. That's really the only game plan, or just go for hacks and try to freeze things. And I'm like, I want no hacks in this game. I want to stay away from any hacks. I don't know if his Empoleon's got scald. I'm gonna peace out of here. I actually have superpower on my Scizor for this Empoleon, and I do outspeed the Empoleon as well. I can't remember if Empoleon gets rocks. I think he gets rocks. So I taunted so he can't rock up. I get out my Rotom, I Volt Switch around, I've got momentum. I go into Nidoqueen because now I can Sludge Wave his Tapu Bulu. I could have put up rocks again, which would have been helpful for Chip. However, I might have conditioned him to expect rocks because I went rocks the first time that he was in Tapu Bulu, so I wanted to play safe and just Sludge Wave. And honestly, rocks are helpful to chip away at everything, but he's kind of got the grassy terrain and all, and I didn't know if rocks would be as helpful. I really needed it early game for the Reshiram. So get Tapu Fini in there, taunt the Cresselia. Really don't want Cresselia being a bulky Calm Minder that could swing the game, but I do have U-turn on Scizor, which does a lot, and I still do have the Scarfed Rotom Wash, which I can just trick a Choice Scarf onto Cresselia. So I'm just making safe plays. I got him in the Volt Turn trap. I keep Volt Turning. I get Nidoqueen out, go for Sludge Wave again because I don't want to overpredict, go for rocks. I'm just going to Sludge Wave. I'm in a really good place. If he goes Empoleon, I'm going to switch out. But if I get some chip on Empoleon and he switches into Empoleon on the Sludge Wave later, I can just Earth Power it. I got Life Orb, Earth Power, it's going to do a ton. Could be Shuka Berry. Actually, I think we already saw Leftovers. Yeah, we already saw Leftovers, so it couldn't be Shuka Berry. And it probably does like all the health. Probably does 100% of the health, all of it. Probably not. Probably like 90, maybe more, but Nidoqueen is pretty strong, no investment though. So I just make safe plays. I'm afraid of the Ice Beam freezing Scizor, so I don't want to go straight into Scizor. And he could be HP Fire. I was thinking he would be HP Fire, so I want to go Tapu Fini, Scizor, and then Volt Turn. So Tapu Fini makes it so that Scizor can't be hacked or anything, and then we put him in the Volt Turn. Go for Superpower here to try to kill the Empoleon, but makes a good switch out. But honestly, at this point, Mega Deoncey's done. Scizor's kind of got it wrapped up, so Scizor can Bullet Punch the Scrafty, the Empoleon's at 42, Superpower kills. U-turn on the Cresselia. Cresselia's at 98. I don't want an end of the game Cresselia sweep if he was like Calm Mind. And I mean, I can see his set now. I hate Cresselias. They're super, super annoying. So I'm just playing safe as can be, safe as can be. So what do? Taunt him? No, I go Rotom Wash because I know I can take any one hit. Even if he Toxics me, Toxic's not going to matter too much now. Get him back in the Volt Turn, go back into the Scizor. We have the Misty Terrain up, so no chance at Ice Beam Freeze. He's actually faster than me, so he must have some speed on his Cresselia. You turn out of there, trick the Cresselia. This point, I'm like, okay, this is over. Now I'm just going to preserve Differential. I suppose that could have crit, and maybe that would have killed, but I was like, it's all fine. A Guava Berry. Foul Play, kind of interesting on Scrafty. I don't know why he brought it, because it uses my attack, and he has a Dragon Dance Scrafty with Foul Play. But maybe he was really worried about Swords Dance Scizor, in which case Foul Play Scrafty would have been really, really cool. Really interesting. However, I don't know if it really lives a Swords Dance Bullet Punch, but it would have been a really cool tech, so I'll give him credit there if that was a cool tech. I go Fini, easy switch. I go Moonblast, he goes Empoleon, as he should, but that gives me a free switch out into my Giratina. I didn't want to go Rotom because it was kind of low, and I don't want to risk that, and Giratina hasn't got any Showtime yet, so I get to Earth Power, and Giratina can kind of clean it up now, but don't want to risk anything with Scrafty, so why not just go into Tapu Fini, Moonblast, Fini can finish it off. Fini can finish it off. And oh, really, really sorry. Forgot my nicknames. My bad, guys. But that's about it. So I hope that's a little bit of insight into what I was thinking, and I hope that wasn't too long. It's looking like 14:36. So I'm gonna try to upload more often and get back into it a little bit. But I do have another channel where I make music, and that's taking up a lot of time. And I'm also studying for the CFA exam, which is a lot of time, and I have a full-time job. So I come home after like hours of working and studying for the CFA exam and working out, and then I have like very little time to do anything. So, and then I have a girlfriend, so I have to spend time with my girlfriend and talk to her. I'm scarce on time, but I'll see what I can do. Might try to finish the old Floor Sky Nuzlocke as well, because I'm not a quitter. I said I would finish it, and one day it will be finished. So, love you guys, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time.